They usually say that you can lie with your tongues, but the body language never lies. Then this one become like choking, and I feel like you're all over her. Okay. She's not having space.
Yes.
Then you are so much in somebody's life until they don't realize how much they need you.
Just job one, put a poll. One, we can't do it. See, now we leave the work for someone who can do it.
Kiwashinda tunaweza patia watu wengine.
On air. Presenter Ali.
Ni on air with presenter Ali, and of course niko na mwanangu Nguvu.
Just a bravo aka Just Beast.
And of course leo tunazungumzia vitu mob sana. Na first story ambayo inaingia town ni story ya Tumbili and Jackie Ogaga, formerly known as Jackie Diva. So Jackie Diva, we knew her actually from Tumbili TV. Alikuwa colleague wa Tumbili, alikuwa host wa alikuwa anafanya interviews pale Tumbili TV. And she did that for quite some time. Akajijengea jina, akajulikana because no one actually knew her. Hakuna mtu anaweza kuambia, hakuna mtu anaweza trace Jackie before Tumbili TV. So when they were there, kulikuwa na allegations that these two were dating, which they denied completely. Wakasema no, we are just colleagues, we are not dating. So one day something happens. She quits Tumbili TV. Now when she quits, Tumbili says that she did not quit, I fired her. Okay. So the next thing that happens is that Jackie is invited by Obinna kwa ile show yake, the live show. She goes there, pia anaruka Tumbili, anasema kabisa hawakuwahi date.
Na pia anasema aliresign.
Anasema aliresign. Na anasema alikuwa analipwa
kidogo
5k every 2 weeks.
Okay.
By the way, Tumbili
2500 per week. Wow.
Quick math.
Very fast.
Yeah.
500 per day.
Yeah. Yes. And then all of a sudden, I don't know how it happens, inasemekana ni Tumbili's girlfriend. Just like that, tunaanza kuona pamoja, wanaanza kupiga picha pamoja, wanaenda events pamoja na wana match.
Wamevaa same.
So as we speaking, by the way, wameenda I think vacation. So
hizi si eti wako around.
Asaya wako around. Si ndio maana tunaongelea.
Okay.
Unajua akiwa around Tumbili unajua Tumbili anajua hapa. Anaweza kuja hapa mbio. So what exactly happened is that jana kama sijakosea kumekuwa na birthday party ya Jackie. So Tumbili and other content creators, kina Trudy, kina wanaitwa nani, kina Daya, kina Daya, Jitabi, Suleiman wali organize
watu hapa kule. Unajua maboys na pombe hizi kosa. Madem ndo wanaweza kosa.
So wali organize a surprise birthday party. I'm not sure, but I think that was Mondo Grill. Sindio? I think that was Mondo Grill if I'm not wrong. So it's just somewhere around La Vie hapo.
So ndo walienda kukula uroda.
Walienda kukapati tu kale ka mko na camera surprise.
Kuwa msupa na surprise.
Msupa bambike. Unajua ukiwa in love, the things you do for love. Ukiwa in love kuna vitu lazima ufanye. Kwa hiyo after the lady acted surprised, she acted happy. Until one moment. Yenye Tumbili alichukua keki.
Hiyo video umenionyesha.
Akaweka kwa mdomo wake na akataka kumlisha msichana
in a very romantic way, by the way.
The guy was romantic.
Tumbili anaoga Mluo.
Duncan. Onyango.
He's doing it romantically.
He's being
romantic.
Being the Luo he is. So
okay.
Yeah, so the reaction is what you guys are seeing right now. The lady hapa aliamua tu haiwezi.
Sema hiyo kitu nitaikula lakini si kutokea kwa hiyo mdomo wako.
I don't know. What do you take this? Ulichukulia.
Mimi niliona tu nikasema tu hapa. Hapa iko kitu. I was like you know, personally I usually like judging people's reaction or behavior in circumstances in terms of how their psychological part is controlling them, because I believe we are not as masters of our behavior, of our actions as we think.
Yes.
But our habits tend to dictate whatever we do.
Yeah.
Tunatend to kufanya vitu tumezoea. And that's why it's very difficult by then in public to hide our real intent toward things. Yes. You can lie with they usually say that you can lie with your tongues, but the body language never lies. You see?
Yes.
So ukiangalia like the fact that somebody, in fact, the moment unaona anapewa hiyo keki, you see, the guy bites the cake tumbili, then anampelekea it. Okay, out of ukitaka kuangalia shallowly and just from superficially, somebody will be like, sini keki tu alikata kukula. But according to me, and I can't help but look at it this way because mimi ni mtu nimefanya psychology, I'll just think in this way that the moment somebody unam offer keki
na mdomo,
it's not just keki na mdomo. There's a statement you're trying to send.
Yes.
You see how much mnapendana, because how much you are into each other. You see.
And then it also means that if you're actually willing to do this in public, Peter ajalala
wewe lala wewe anacheka tu.
Uko sawa? I think the fact that you are willing to do this in public, I think it shows that it's something you do in private.
Yeah, that's what I want to believe. You see, kama wale majamaa wenye hata wale majamaa unaonaga somebody ana proposea mtu, like let's say somebody proposes somebody in public
and then anakataa,
then unashindwa kwani ukujua atakataa, because I think before you propose to somebody, ama kama wewe kulikuwa na proposea Medina, before that there must have been some signs ya kuonyesha atakubali, right?
Ata it's not even about the signs, it's about how you've lived with this person, how your relationship has always been. Like kuna conversations tu mna havigi za maybe we would like to get married sometime, we'd like to have children, you know, to just insinuate your intentions. Ndio even when that day comes and you're proposing, you know she's gonna say yes.
You know, you should be sure to avoid such an embarrassment. So maybe I don't want to say this is what he did, but I just think chances are Tumbili alikuja kushow off kitu yenye hajaifanya in public. Ushaona those couple au mabeshte like ushaona kawale mabeshte, I don't know, everybody I think has ever had such a friend mwenye there's such a certain couple friend wanakuwa wanapendana na nyinyi mnawajuanga, but when there's a new person in the group wanataka kujibeba ni kama wanajipenda zaidi.
Ndio hiyo siku wanakuwa na malavidavi extras nini anakupata,
so that just to send a message maybe either to sometimes unapataga maybe the guy could uncomfortable because kuna new guy ameingia na ana feel threatened by this guy, or sometimes tu ni show off. Sasa zingine pia unapataga tu jamaa anataka tu kushow off kuonyesha the other guys that but then napendwa you guys, you see. So
ama pia ku establish boundaries pale.
Exactly, kushika wall. But you know, but
when it comes to this, how I saw it, I think what I can just say is dust is loading. Tumbili anaenda kupigwa character development, and I'm telling you guys this, you guys are going to see this. I'm not a prophet of doom, I'm just saying kulingana na mimi na maoni yangu naona kuna dust in a load. Okay, but then I can also look at it this way. What if this lady is just she's shy, hajazoea kufanya hivi vitu kwa camera?
It will take 1,000 people to convince na hiyo.
Kwa nini?
Because there's sometimes that those things you do, there are many things we do that we don't like, considering what is at stake. You see, this is your birthday. Assuming when
umseme kusurprise,
surprise, the cameras are on, akona friends, this is somebody who is a public figure.
Yes.
you know that whatever you're going to do right now is going to come out there. I mean, najuaga that an example of a good girlfriend is somebody who makes their boyfriend look good, or an example of a good wife or boyfriend, or the other way, like a good partner always makes the other person look good in public.
Yes.
You see, that's why mkikosana in public, don't expect you guys to argue. Mjifanye tu kila kitu sawa, then you'll do all those dirty stuff kwa nyumba yenu, you understand, just to make the other person look good.
Yes.
But if you ask me, is this something that makes somebody, and I think if you love somebody, you'll be conscious about that. So consider walikuwa kwa party, everybody is there, na najua kideny opportunity ya kuuma hii stuff, it's going to make Tumbili look bad. It's going to make Tumbili look like
he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah,
he doesn't know where they stand in the relationship.
The lady is not into him as much as it make him look like a simp. Because right now kuna watu wanaita Tumbili simp because of that. You see, which means he argue against, because it's simping in a way kama you offer something that you don't you're not sure that you're even you're going to get in return. Understand? So kama unaweza taka kufeed mtu wako, kumuonyesha mapenzi in public, yenye mimi na believe that women ndio wanakoga wanataka hizi vitu sana more than us. Me like according to relationships nimekuwa nazo, I can see, and even friends that I have na their relationship, unasikia most of the time it is the lady complaining that hata ani post. The moment I start seeing the guy is the one complaining that hata ani post, mimi anza kuona hapo
kuna dust.
Hapo kuna dust na load na load mbaya.
One thing that is notable that I saw in one of the comments Nairobi Gossip is the fact that after he did that surprise birthday party, the lady did not post anything to say asante or anything, but when she went to work now pale Obinna TV, alipata pia kuna surprise nyingine sawa ya birthday.
Juko sana kwa job sasa.
Huko ni job ni job. Mfika pale kazini akapata kuna surprise nyingine inamsubiri. It was flowerful, it was cheerful, ilikuwa a happy moment. She even took pics, and this is what she posted on her Instagram actually. In regards to that, ya Tumbili kwanza hakupost unanipata?
Nakupata.
Ya Tumbili hakupost, lakini hii nyingine aliandika hivi. Kwanza the first pic akona Obinna pale.
Okay. Boss wake sasa.
The second pic anapea Obinna keki.
Okay. Yenye alikataa kuchukua kwa Tumbili. Okay.
Then maua pale nini. And she said, "Thank you so much Oga Obinna, demo Facebook and Lisa Events Deco for the lavish birthday surprise." And she looks very happy. she looks very happy.
Yeah, okay. Nani yako? Na baada akapeleka huo dem umesema wako?
Lakini ya Tumbili hajapostiwa anywhere. That's the thing. She didn't do a video for ya Tumbili, but kwa hii ingine she did a video. But the last post tunaona hapa Tumbili amekolabo na yeye, anasema vacation ya birthday girl ni wapi? Ama nimpeleke Somalia cause she's the bomb. Run to our YouTube channel and subscribe. It's about to bust content.
Tumbili anachoma.
It's giving simp vibes.
Ana simp mbaya. Ana simp ya udem. Na ni kama asha feel udem hayuko so much into him. These are mistakes that women we do make.
Hey, Tumbili.
These are mistakes yenye sisi men waga tunafanyaga sana. Like it's not only men, even women make this mistake.
People in relationships.
People in relationships. It's true that rejection always breeds obsession.
Okay.
You understand? Like many times when we feel somebody is rejecting us, we tend to be obsessed by them so much.
Yeah, because we need validation.
We need validation from them. So I think to be talk kwa hiyo situation, ameanza ku realize that this lady is not so much into me. Maybe it was just relationship was going this way. Then suddenly I can notice kuna changes, the lady ameanza ku go down. Because honestly bro, according to vile relationships waga zina work, especially between a lady and a woman, men we tend to hurry stuff. We rush stuff really fast in a relationship.
Yes.
Like tukutanaga na dem, we tend to escalate things really fast because men fall in love quicker than women. You see. So unapata maybe and this sometimes sabotages us. For instance, unapata maybe this guy started dating, and now it is clear that the fact that a woman is sleeping with you is not an indication that she loves you. Rejection breeds obsession.
Yes.
Yeah. So anytime when somebody tends to reject you, hata kama ni somebody uko attracted to initially, the fact that they reject you will make you want them more. You see?
Yeah.
So I think that's what's happening to this guy. Imefika place anaanza ku notice the lady is drawing back. Yeah, so he feels like he needs to chase.
Kama hapo kwa keki
Kama
nini,
yuko keki kupeleka sijima vacation.
So hii ni is the
obsession part.
Okay.
So
Sasa hii kutaka please.
Exactly. Because I feel now I want her so badly. Because if you ask this guy in person, maybe atakwambia before akona feel hivi. Na sasa hii ukimuuliza mbona una feel hivi, hata yeye is explain. For real. The moment somebody starts rejecting you, you start being obsessed.
So Tumbili is my guy, and nataka tumpigie. Tumuulize kwani hapana. Kwani kunaenda aje, si ndio?
Mpigie.
Acha tumpigie, utasikia. Pengine wako hewani,
maybe. Ama wana fly wakienda.
Ama washafika vacation,
washaanza kuenjoy.
Mapenzi imenoga. Tumbili hata simu ashiki. So do you think hii mapenzi iko na future?
Inaweza kuwa na future nani akianza kubehave differently. Akiacha kumchase vile anaendelea kuchase so dem.
Tumbili.
If he stops behaving, he's acting so desperate.
For real? Yeah. Lakini si alikuwa shapanga atampeleka vacation. Do you think hii relationship itakuwa na future? And also viewers who are watching this, I know it's a conversation that we're just trying to figure it out kwa sababu mimi niliona comments. By the way, I just saw comments purely pale NGC. Now I also want to know what are your opinion when it comes to this? Unafikiria nini?
Okay, mimi nafikiria what's happening is
future iko.
Future kuna kiendelea kubehave hivyo. Akiendelea kuendelea for real, bro, because what happens is this. This is why many of relationships are bottled, especially by us men.
Yes.
We tend to fall in love sooner than the ladies. You see? Yeah. Then after falling in love with sooner, these ladies, most of the time, we'll start showing them things that they're not ready for. Like umefika level yenye yeye hajafika bado, because there's that stage of course just liking each other, then you move from one place to another until to a place now you guys are in love, that you can't keep each other's, you can't get away from each other, you want to be in each other's company all the time. Before it gets to there, men tend to get to that point sooner than ladies.
Oh really?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Especially when the relationship happens and the sex happens, men usually tend to get there sooner. We assume love really sooner than the ladies.
Yes.
So what happens in a situation where now you may find yourself in, you've fallen in love with the lady before she does, you start giving her extra attention than she's used to, you're becoming all over her than she's used to, then this one become like choking and I feel like you're all over her. She's not having space.
Yes.
Then she start pushing you back, and when she pushes you back, you feel like rejected, and we know that rejection breeds obsession.
Yes.
So you become more obsessed
with her,
then you push more. You see, and the more you push, the more she feels you're being too much, and she pushes you back
away.
Yes. And so when that happens continuously, you tend to a place where now the lady anaanza kuona kama nuisance, and even and you get yourself in a situation where unapata even if there was a possibility of a relationship being there or love growing, umeharibu because of you being all over the lady. And that's why we see many times, even for guys, it's common with the ladies, but guys too, sometimes you find that uko na dem mwenye umelike, but hujamlike sana. Then suddenly things happen, then anakuwa all over your case. And immediately that happens, you start feeling like she's being too much. You know, feeling like you need to push her away. You understand?
Okay.
And when you do that one, anytime the worst thing can ever do to an ex who you want to get rid of is trying to ignore them, because the more you ignore, the more obsessed they become, and the more they want to follow you. Understand?
Okay. Kwa hiyo for Tumbili to win this war, what is he supposed to do?
The only chance that the only chance she has to not bottle this relationship is to start behaving like a man. In that, this one sounds like a game, but love,
it is what it is.
it's a game.
Yes.
Love itself is a game.
Yes.
And there's something true about mirroring the other person, mirroring energy. When you're getting to a place where you're being carried away by your emotions, you need to stop for a moment and ask yourself, how far is the other person? So in the case of Tumbili, he needs to stop.
Yes.
All these things he's doing. These things anafikiria zina work, they're working against him. He kufanya all these things. In fact, the best thing to do right now is to step back.
Yes.
You see, just one step back and focus and ask himself, really, is this the person I want to be with? Because anaweza pata hata he doesn't like this lady that much, but because the lady anam reject, suddenly ana feel kama ako all over her.
Yes.
But maybe if you step back, you start seeing things soberly out of emotions, because right now he's doing things in emotion, like ako influenced by so much emotions and emotion of that love and obsession. Understand?
Yeah.
So the only way he can help this is not bottle this, because this is a beautiful lady. And the problem with dating beautiful women is that you're not the only person who is seeing her beauty. So if you bottle it up and it goes away, somebody else might take the chance. It's a sad reality, but that's what happens. Ukimess anytime you have a chance with a woman who is rare, or the same way with women, and waste a chance with an individual who is rare, chances of you getting that chance back is always lower, because they have a higher market value as far as relationship and sex is concerned.
Yes.
So ukireject ni kama nyumba yenye iko on demand, ukireject ukipiga kona urudi utapata mtu mwingine anshainunua. Like it happens all the time. You see?
Kweli,
yeah.
kweli.
So the only thing that Tumbili can do right now that I think can really help he needs to step back. After stepping back, give this lady a space. Also let that lady realize that she needs you in her life, because sometimes you are so much in somebody's life until they don't realize how much they need you.
Yes.
Sometimes they need that space for them to notice that, hey, mazee Tumbili angekuwa hapa ningekuwa nacheka. You understand? But when you are all over her, she's not seeing your value. For a moment another kuona ni kama even her social life is changing because of you, because you don't give her the space. Understand? Yeah.
So men, if you love a woman, do not be too obsessed.
Especially when she's running away. Like when you start feeling like she's stepping back from you, you just mirror that energy. When she steps 2 steps back, you also just need to do that. You also just step back, not towards, because when somebody leaves you, nobody lives where they're happy. That's what I usually know. Yes. Like nobody leaves a place where they feel nice. So when they step back, it's just a message to you that these guys are not feeling you at that moment.
Kweli.
Then it can be temporary. You know, the problem with us sometimes is unaweza kuwa obsessed, unaweza kufikiria ama sasa
anitaki tena,
sasa anaona
hata
mtu
wewe
mwingine
nipenda,
atanisahau nisipomtafuta.
Kweli.
Yeah, but atakusahau ukiendelea kumtafuta. Because ukiendelea kumtafuta ataanza kuona kama nuisance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, on the same story, Obinna alikuwa live.
Job 1, put a poll 1. See if we can't do it. See, now we leave the work for someone who can do it. Sindio?
Kwa ni jana, if I'm not wrong, ama ni juzi. So, akiwa live, he was doing an interview, of course. There were some mistakes that were happening live. And he bashed the crew live on camera, which personally it's something that I do sometimes. Hata juzi nilimwambia cameraman, wewe acha kushinda ukishika simu tukishoot. It's just that ours is recorded, so I can cut it out. Sometimes I get irritated and even end the shoot amidst the shoot. So some people are arguing that it is not right what he did. In a way anawachomea, in a way he sounds like a tough or harsh boss. He could have done it. There's a better way to do it. I don't know, what do you think? Because considering the fact that also this show is live, so they already have instructions and the show is live. If you don't correct them live, the show inaweza air ikiwa na mistakes.
Kama ile the mistake ilikuwa story ya polls.
You got story of polls.
Make the wrong polls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So kama angewa correct, ita air tu ikiwa hivyo.
So you're asking me what I think about
Do you think the way he corrected them was wrong? Do you think correcting them while the show is on air na kuwataja majina, kina Hunter or Mosh, ni nini mnataka? Kwani kazi kiwashinda tunaweza patia watu wengine?
Mfano anasema kuna watu wengine wako
kuna watu wengine wako ready. What do you think?
Wacha nisipie tu hii kitu. Yo, watu wanaweza ona ni kama mimi naoneaga Obinna sana, but let me just say my piece, man.
Ati nikao unaoneaga.
Watu wanaweza ona ni kama namuoneaga, but if you are just somebody who makes mistakes, tutaongelea tu hizo mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it is what it is. So Obinna is somebody who's very hardworking.
Yes.
And that one you have to give it to him.
You credit to him.
Yeah, we can talk about maybe the talent. We can argue about many things, but one thing you can never argue about is the fact that this guy is a real hard worker and he's a real go-getter. And his work ethic is just to another level. This guy he's done things that many people never thought he could.
Yes.
Because the way he has transformed from comedy to now hosting shows, to doing reality shows with the children and his family, to music. Like, this is so many things. Having so multiple of YouTube channels is not easy. Managing even one YouTube channel,
it's crazy.
He's managing several of them. You can't do all this if you're somebody who's lazy.
Yeah.
So there's something that we can never take away from him. This guy is a real hard worker. He's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
But so as a human being, nobody ever is perfect. There's some things that he gets wrong. Because also this is something that you can talk about another day. The issue about how he handles his guests. Personally, I usually have an issue with that.
The way he handles his guests?
Exactly.
Which is?
I usually feel like he's a biased host.
Okay.
He's never fair with the guests. Like, you can always see when he's hosting somebody who is distinguished according to the society. Because there's a way in which socially that people will see as people of higher value.
Yeah. Than others, of course. Yeah.
Exactly. I'll give an example. For instance, when you see Obinna interviewing Sonko's daughter, who I didn't even know before the show, and when you see Obinna interviewing Steve Simple Boy.
Yes. Kuna mmoja anamweka chini.
Kuna muona tu anaweka tu Steve chini.
That one I can also. Hiyo pia naweza kubali.
He'll even listen to the question. Uta notice that there are some things that Steve Simple Boy atamwambia na napuuza. Okay, like just to make him look like a small boy.
And even the way he asks the guests the questions.
Yeah.
There's a way atakuuliza ile swali inakaa ni kama anakudharau tu yani.
Exactly. Yes.
And when you are a high value individual,
according in his eyes,
there's a way atakuuliza swali ni kama anakulamba.
Exactly. Kama siku alikuwa anaongelea, hey, yo watch ya Murkomen. Hey, watch, I want to trace. He's even behaving like a baby in a way, like, bro. Show ni yako. Have some respect for yourself.
On the show.
On the show. Mbona unajileta chini mbele ya umse just because he's Oscar Sudi or because he's Murkomen. In your show you're the king, bro.
Yes.
Whoever comes, hata when niko show and somebody comes to your show here,
I am the king.
Yeah, hata kama ni Ruto, he love to
I relax.
Yeah, itabidi tu relax. But Obinna usually has that issue. That's something we can talk about in depth another day, but I actually believe that he needs to work on that. Many things also, including on how he interviews his guests. I think there's some things, considering akona shule, I think there's a school that he promotes that in mambo ya media. So he really needs to learn these things.
Aende shule.
Aende yo shule ama ya kunini, how to ask some questions and how to be neutral, because bro, it doesn't matter how you view somebody outside there. When it comes to the show, this is just a normal guest like any other. Just handle them the same. But Obinna fails in that terribly all the time.
Yes.
But now getting back to the issue,
and also do research.
Also
when it comes to questions. I think with utmost due respect, I think we've seen him, mtu amekuja hapo. I think it's the guys wenye watu wake wa kumfanyia kazi ndo wanaplanigi the guests who are coming. So he's normally not even prepared, like atamuuliza nini. Like, for example, I was watching the interview yake na Trevor, and I think I was there behind the scenes, and he asked Trevor like, tutaongelea nini? And this is something like that really pissed Trevor off. Like, he was like, he told me like, I thought this guy alikuwa shajipanga tunakuja kuongelea nini. So you see the way anauliza maswali is trying to ananyamaza, buy time kujaribu kufikiria. What happened to research? As a journalist, research is key.
And that's
I know what people might bash me for this. What the people might say whatever they wanna say, but it's just the truth.
It's a fact. In fact, when talking about the laziness, media's laziness, Kenyan media are one of the laziest media in the world. So I think Obinna, but about the laziness part, I'm not going to bash Obinna specifically because I think it's just buying into the culture, Kenyan culture, Kenyan media culture. In that Kenyan media generally, people are lazy. Anytime, even the mainstream, when you see them do most of their interviews, there are very few that I listen to and I'm like, oh, that guy did good research.
Yes.
Like there's people I watch outside there, like the likes of this guy who does, it's called Spicy Wings.
Yes.
He's somebody that you can listen to and is like, this guy is giving good questions. Somebody, the person who does Diary of a CEO, Stephen Bartlett.
Stephen.
There's somebody who like you can listen to and you're like, this guy he did his research. That is something that is really lacking in Kenya. That is lacking even even these online media guys from the likes of Kioko, Commentator, like you guys, this time when you guys were there, like Etueo Sipokuwa, Mungaiva Sipokuwa, then I don't know, that two guys, you Mungaiva and somebody used to ask most of the questions. And most of the questions that you guys even used to ask those times, nilikuwa naangalia, I'm like, you guys did you even do your research? So I think it's something that is very common, and especially when you get to a place unafanya
research nilikuwa nafanya.
But majority of you guys never. Majority of you guys hamko mnafanya research. Like ulikuwa unaangalia tu vile. Hadi sometimes unapata wewe kama uwezi uliza swali na Mungaiva hizi uliza swali, nobody else can ask anything. Questions zao zote zitaenda na, so what do you feel? You won the Mama Award, so what do you feel? Because okay, unataka feel aje? Nataka, of course he feels good because ama kuna vile unaweza feel any other way kama umewin something, you see. But that hiyo sita mwingilia sana, but he's also one of them. He's just buying into that, and this was his chance to stand out.
Yes.
Do his research. Do the
even, by the way, even Jalango
never used to do any serious research. Ulikuwa unasikiza unaona the questions are just the normal things tuna expect you. Who are you dating? Are you dating?
Yeah, by the way, I think one person I'd personally give credit because I used to be a very big fan of The Trend. I think Larry used to ask good questions. Yeah. Even in the mainstream, I can tell. You can usually tell the few people. Muhammad anaitwa asiliza ni huyu mwenye alipewa kazi kwa ofisi ya Ruto.
It's called Hussein Mohamed. Yeah, used to be asked good questions.
Good research. So kuna watu pia wengi
the guys, there are those ones who do research, but majority are morons. Majority don't do that.
Majority think that just getting to interview someone who's trending itakufanya wewe trend, and it doesn't work that way. You also have to get
the quality of questions. Yes, and you do your due diligence.
If today I get to sit down with Diamond Platnumz, aketi hapa tuongee, you na another person aketi tu muongee,
there should be a difference between your interviews. There should be a reason why I'm choosing your interview over this one.
Yes,
exactly.
That's it.
So I think that's one thing that most, in fact, if you're somebody who's doing media or you're thinking to start, I think that's something you need to consider. Be that person who is going to do media and you're going to do your research. You're going to stand out, because standing out right now has become so easy. Because everybody else is
because
lazy.
If it's access, kila mtu akona access.
Kila mtu akona access right now. You just inbox these guys on their IGs. Majority of them will respond. You see. Now coming back to the issue about this guy who correct wale wase Obinna who correct those guys in public. Number one, it is right that alikuwa nafaa kuifanya.
Yes.
You see. But there's this thing I actually believe in so much, that you can always do anything. You can always tell anybody anything as long as you do it with respect. Understand? It's never what you say. It's the how that matters. How you say it. So this guy, it's okay, ilikuwa live and he wanted the poll to be changed, the live poll, right? Because this guy made a wrong poll, and he said that this is something that has been happening severally. It's not the first time they made a wrong poll. But according to me, if I was to show good leadership skills, because if you're a good leader, I actually believe that a good leader is the one that praises in public but condemns in privacy.
Yes.
Like if you do something wrong, I will praise. I'll not talk about it in public. I'll just, if it needs to be fixed, it's okay. Let's fix this. You don't need to call the names. Like for instance, in that case, unasema, hey guys, change the poll. Poll ni mbaya. You know, the poll inafaa kuwa hivi na hivi, just change it to be this one.
What if they make the mistake again?
No, I'm just talking about like now it was on real time.
Okay.
Whatever I did, like it was the first time he was doing it on air.
Yeah.
You see, if he had to do it on air, that is, tell them guys the poll is wrong, change the poll
To this and this.
to this and this.
Yes.
Then you go back to the interview. Then after the interview is over, now that's where they face it. You get, you tell them, hey, Nani, if you continue working this way, we are not going to do this because I know this guy is somebody who's obsessed with success and somebody who's obsessed with work.
Yes.
His work ethic is of a high level.
Yes.
So I know he's not somebody who's going to stand, somebody who's just playing around with his work. So that is understood.
Yes.
But now the problem is when you do it in public, you start making these are guys who have careers. After umeongelea vivu hadi umemention, then somebody else kesho atakuwa anatafuta kazi place nyingine. Then sema wewe ndio fulani mwenye ulikuwa unashinda kufanya kazi kwa Obinna. It can work against them. You see. So it's okay to fix because we all grow, we all make mistakes.
Yes.
If you work with people, you don't expect them to be perfect. There are days that you are going to rub shoulders. But doing it in public is never a good idea. Even when you have a wife or children. It's always embarrassing to try to correct them when everybody else is saying.
Yes.
You just tell them the best thing you can always do, because the people who do that, they will always talk about the bad things you do in public, but in private they don't. But when you do good things, they don't praise in public. For instance, right now, Obinna could be saying all these things about how bad these guys are performing, but he never comes. I've never seen him come forward and say how good these guys work. When you look at it that way, it just shows that it shows lack of leadership skills, and I think we just need to be fair to him. He's also learning, because the fact that somebody has become successful in one thing, people tend to assume that they're going to be successful in everything. Kuna vitu zingine pia ajui, is learning in the process, and I think that's something that he needs to learn, that there's a way you can be good with everything else, but if leadership is poor, it tends to crumble many things, because leadership is the core of almost everything when you have a business.
Even the people who work with you, when you show them such things, they may be resented,
Exactly. They'll be resentful. And if everybody says that, they usually say that everybody hates their bosses. And the best way you make people work for you well is to be among the few bosses who are not hated by the people who are working for them. And it's just those small things that make people hate you. But people and a good employee will really appreciate if you corrected them in privacy.
Wow.
They really appreciate that.
Okay. Let's go to the next story, where Kanye West and the wife of almost 2 years now, anaitwa Bianca, they are allegedly getting a divorce. And many people have actually reacted to this because of the fact that alikuwa kwa ndoa nyingine for many years na Kim, na wakaachana.
They even had 4 kids.
Yeah, they even had kids. Wengine wanasema it's like Kanye is not mentally stable to hold a relationship. Watu pia wana feel maybe yeye ndiye amechangia, because of the fact that this lady alikuwa anamweka mke wake anakaa almost naked kwa mitandao. They even looked like they were dating, by the way, in a way. So
they even looked like they're dating, as in
they even looked like ni kama hawako kwa marriage.
Okay. As though they're not married.
They just wana date tu, nika dem kake tu fulani. So do you think they're getting divorced? Because that's the first thing.
I think that's a contributing factor. Me by the from the day one ilianza kuona udem vile alikuwa anakuwa march around dressed like that. It made me ask many questions. The first question was, does he love her? Yeah, does he love her, and does she like whatever she's doing?
Yes.
Or is she just doing it because she has been coerced by?
Or is she being made to do it?
Made to do it.
Because
I don't know how they used to walk in the public. The lady Bianca never used to look happy. She always looked cringed, held together, not expressive as much as compared to Kanye West. And then of course the issue about mental issues with Kanye West has always been an issue, even after holding several of debates, interviews and podcasts, and him saying some things which some were then seen as crazy, but nowadays looking back we notice that this guy had a point. So the issue, it's true that they've not said about what is really causing their divorce, what is making them, but the evidence is there in that nowadays they're not seen together.
Yes.
In fact, right now Kanye West is living in Tokyo, and the lady I think went back to live with her parents.
Yeah.
So I don't think any lady, me just looking at it, in fact there was this thing we were watching, just one of these trending outfits that she used to walk around with. There's this day she had put on a see-through dress without any brown top and just some some G-string down there, so you could see her butt cheeks and her chest, all of it outside, and she didn't look happy doing that. So there was this time we were just looking at this thing, and I was like, I asked my girlfriend, because sometimes when you look at these things, you want to hear a lady's opinion about it. Then I was asking her, what do you think about this? Do you think that this lady in a way is enjoying this? And she was like, I highly doubt that. You see, and she even revealed for me that there's these rumors that has been going around that after Kanye West married Bianca, he made her dress like that so that he could get the media attention that his ex-wife used to get. Understand?
Oh.
Yeah, because Kim Kardashian, like anytime she stepped out, like the media was all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see. So there was this rumor about the people who are around them there in their circle were saying that Kanye West is making Bianca do this just for her to get that media attention. Because he wanted people to see, like, I did not replace her with somebody who is not known. I replaced her with somebody who is of substance as her. Yeah, you see.
To get some clout. Because she didn't have anything probably to show.
Yeah. So
apart from her body, apart from her features, apart from the fact that she's beautiful. And I think it's a thing with most men. You realize that if you are dating a lady who was beautiful, and you do it without even knowing, and you break up, maybe you're not over her, you realize you will try to make your current
replicate the ex. Yeah, sure.
You'll try to make her wear the clothes that looked like the clothes your wife used to wear. Do the things that your wife used to do. Do the hairstyles. And it's normal. So it's really sad, the fact that they might be getting divorced, because I think she's been part of Kanye's sanity. She's been part of Kanye's mental health kidogo. Ndo amekuwa pale
at least it made him look like a little bit stable since
a little bit sane. Unajua, a little bit asikai kama amechizi sana. So when it comes to this, I really don't know, because I know it's going to be a big blow for him.
Of course.
It will affect sana. But we just wish them all the best.
Yeah, but alafu najua Kanye West moves on really fast. Maybe itamchukua tu some 2 weeks na utaona mwingine.
Ama ashapata mtu.
Ama maybe atashapata mtu, you never know.
To the next story, I think ni one Morara Kebaso Senior. AKA David Kebaso Morara Senior. So, the other day tuliona whatever happened during the impeachment, public participation ya Rigathi Gachagua. We saw him akikatazwa kuingia, later on akaingia, and akajaribu kuongea, akapigwa viti pale, aenda hospitali, lakini akatoka. So leo ameshikwa tena.
Aje sasa?
Ameshikwa kwa sababu ameshikwa akapelekwa pale Langata police station. And of course unajua Bomas of Kenya iko hiyo Langata area. So
Langata.
The charge sheet is out, na inasema the reason why ameshikwa ni kwa sababu there are words he uttered pale, which was kufa dereva, kufa makanga, which according to the charge sheet they created those utterances created, is it public disturbance, something of that sort. So I don't know, does it make sense to you?
It created public unrest.
Unrest, yes.
No, it doesn't make sense to me. It's clear that this government is a very desperate government, and it is using a police that is very incompetent. And why I'm calling them incompetent is the fact that they can't even draw a charge sheet that makes sense. The other day will come up with a very stupid charge sheet when they're saying that this guy, I don't know, talked about Langat in a certain way. Then Langat comes out and says that I'm not the
David
person.
Langat,
David Langat says that I'm not the person who sued this guy. Now today they're coming up with saying that this guy is the one who incited violence at Bomas of Kenya. When we also, it's very funny when somebody comes to you, then anataka convince that his stuff si kikombe. Like, first of all, you'll ask this person many questions, and before doing that, you'll question your own intelligence and this person's intelligence. Kama, is this person somebody who's just trying to test my intelligence, or is it really for real? Because how can you convince me that this is not a cup?
It's so hard, yeah.
We can see it a cup.
Hard, yeah.
It's unreal, and in fact, it's ridiculous when somebody decides to do that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the police are trying to do right now. This guy went to Bomas of Kenya, a public participation, which means it's something that is open to everybody. Then he goes there and he tries to give his opinion about whatever it is that was being discussed there.
That's why it was a public participation.
Exactly.
Yes.
So he decided to participate in it by sending his own views. And when he did that, first they tried to stop him from getting into the place, which is also questionable, because why do that? Then number two, when he gets in, this guy stop him from talking. Then he chooses not to talk, and he decides to go and sit down. And after sitting down, what happens is these guys now decide to attack him, because this is just exactly what happened. And the MC who was leading this was TJ Kajwang and Alachi, decided to incite these guys, because you tell somebody piga huyo.
I don't wanafaa kushikwa.
You see, because that's now what incitement in. Then later on, 2 days later, you come back, alafu unashika the person who was being beaten, when everybody was seeing, the cameras were on. It's just stupid, and it's just victim blaming. Like, somebody is raped, then you blame them that ulivaa vibaya ndio maana ulikuwa raped. You see, there's no way of blaming the victim. It doesn't matter the circumstances. The matter remains in that if something wrong happened, it was done to you as a victim. That's what happened. You cannot blame the person that it is because ulikuja kwa place huko inviteiwa. It will not disqualify the fact that it was Kebaso who was the victim. He was attacked, and the guys who attacked him are supposed to be in jail right now, and we know them. It's Elachi's goons and TJ Kajwang's goons. Everybody knows that. Even the police who are now doing nonsense and playing these games around, it's so sad that they can do this.
But they're also under orders, you know that.
I can't. Orders from who? Because police cannot be given orders by the president. So orders from who? From
the people, from the president's people.
They should not take such orders. They have the powers not to accept such orders. They cannot blame.
They have the powers.
Yes.
Okay.
The president has no power of ordering the inspector general on what to do. In fact, the constitution is very clear about the separation of power between the president, the executive, and the police. It's very, very. The only thing that president does is he chairs the Security Council meetings. In that he chairs the meeting that involves the police, the GSU, the army, the NIS, and the Inspector General, and this guy is called the DCI. He just chairs the meeting, but he doesn't. There's no way that.
But he is the president. I'm not saying it's right for him to even do that, but kuna ile uoga polisi wanakuaga nayo ya huu ni president,
then ujinga yenye wako nayo,
nitarushwa sijui wapi.
Then I mentioned that that's why I call them incompetent, because they don't even know their powers. The police right now is operating like the police used to operate during Moi. But during Moi, the police did not have the power that they have right now, and majority of them are still living in that era. They don't know how much powerful they are right now. And a good example is somewhere like US. In the US, the president cannot tell the police what to do. You see, he has no such power. And why do you think that happens? The president is still the president in the US, the same way the president is still the president in Kenya. The president is the one who still chairs the the Security Council meeting in the US.
Yes.
But still, the police, when he gives them orders which are unconstitutional, the police will decline. They will tell them, no, we are not going to follow such orders. The same way, like during Mandamano, we remember Ruto ordered the GSU, the army to come and beat guys on the street. But the army refused. They told him that we are not going to do that, because our number one duty is to protect the citizen. You understand? So the the police also have the powers to do that, and there's nothing that Ruto can do about it if they decide to do so.
That's true.
So there's just some people who are just trying to. It's called. It's just a scenario where you are two kids, and you have a mom who who is very manipulative, because we know moms sometimes can be manipulative. You have a mom who is very manipulative, and both of you try to work so hard to please the mom, and it can go to a level of sometimes you do something wrong just to make mama happy.
True.
So that's what the police are just doing right now, and it's so sad.
And also maybe someone said, I know this word has been used so much that sometimes it looks like it doesn't make sense, or it looks like a cliche. Someone said Kenya right now is facing a lot of things. We have the shift scam, we have Adani, we have impeachment, we have many things. But the government might be using Morara as a distraction, because they know like right now the Gen Z, the youth's heart iko kwa Morara. And then tukifrustrate huyu kijana, hizi vitu zingine zikiendelea, tunawa distract. You understand?
But they should also know that it's not working. I don't know how long it's going to take them to understand this. Kenyans are multi-purposed in mind. We can concentrate in two at the same time. Tunaweza ongelea, people can concentrate, because people have been doing this since the ancestors za Gachagua. People have not kept silent about Adani. They thought people would. People are still talking about, they thought people will concentrate on Gachagua and talk about Morara. People are still talking about Morara. People are still talking about Chief. You see? So it's just something that
multitaskers.
Yeah, Kenyans are so good at that. We can do that. So if they think that is Kenyans only can concentrate in one thing at a time, they're so wrong. Yeah, people are not going to forget these other things.
Let's get to impeachment ya Gachagua. I think jana alikuwa na press briefing usiku, and alisema vitu mob, and the Kenyans reacted differently. We have people saying that the MPs are now in trouble, ambao sana wale wametoka Central, because of the things that he said. They fear that probably ukitoka ukimvotia, you're in trouble. We also had people, of course, talking about his wealth, the way kulikuwa na memes nyingi pia zilitokea kwamba ametake hours, ametake so much time ku explain wealth yake, lakini kuna mtu hapo alisema ingekuwa ni yeye hata ile ad ya YouTube
engesha na shamaliza. Niko na simu.
Niko na girlfriend. What do you think about
nimekula nimeshiba?
What are your thoughts on his the speech that he made? Do you think in a way ilikuwa na positive impact kwa image yake? Do you think in a way ili control wa Kenya wakuwe na some faith and trust in him? Did he win the Kenyans? And also, do you think MPs were shaken?
Yeah, I believe they were. I believe Gachagua doing that was a very well calculated move. The other people will be looking at it like, I saw some MPs talking about it when they were discussing this issue before they voted. They were talking about how him doing that was wrong because he's exposing the MPs. He could have waited for his chance to come and, defend himself before the court. I mean, the court, which is the National Assembly, that is. But looking at it from outside, they're just saying something that will be more convenient to them. Deep down, they know that it was a move that really shook most of them, especially the guys from Central Kenya. Because right now, many people that did not support Gachagua, or did not understand really what was the reason why he wanted to be impeached, now understand. It's now clear that he has exposed this impeachment for what it is. It is not really about tribalism. It's not really about anything else, but it's just political witch hunt. These are those people who have just noticed that they can't work with Gachagua anymore, and it's just time to punish him. You understand? So I think he made it clear, and right now it's going to be very difficult for these MPs, especially the ones coming from Central Kenya, especially the ones who voted, because I believe many people who are going to watch this video are going to watch it when the voting has already been done. Yes. And the ones who voted for this, I know they made a very tough decision, because they have to choose now between Gachagua and the president. That's what it was before.
Yes.
But right now it's not between Gachagua and the president. But if you're coming from Central, now it's between the president and the people. You know that the people are the ones who put you in power. So if you care, because most of these MPs are planning to be re-elected in 2027.
Yes.
And if you voted against Gachagua today and you're coming from Central Kenya, I believe that it's going to be very difficult for you to convince those guys to vote for you in 2027. Majority of them by there are going to fail. In fact, majority of them, especially the loud ones like Ichungwa, are not going to come back.
Another problem is with voting MPs ni inakuwa public.
Hakuna secret huwezi ficha.
Tunajuaga wenye walivote.
Mwenye alivote hivi ni hivi.
What do you think will happen if wenye watavote impeachment yake against the impeachment watakuwa wengi?
If the guys wenye wamevote right now
wengi waseme tu yani Gachagua ako tu sawa.
Itakuwa that is what we call an egg in the face of the president. It will be a big embarrassment to the president because number one, it will be confirmed that he is not as politically smart as we thought, because the people have always said that this guy is so smart, but we only see your smartness as a result of your decisions. If your decisions are just always taking you in the wrong direction, then we will stop and start questioning your intelligence and your smartness. It will be that. Then number two, it will show how it will show Kenyans that this president can be beaten in 2027, because there are some people who still believe that Kenya hakuna president ashaikuwa one term, but the moment such a thing, because trying to impeach the deputy president is not something that is small. It's something that if succeeds,
it's actually one of the biggest things that have happened in the country since Ruto came in.
Politically. In fact, it's the only thing that has ever happened positively, and not positively really. Or it's the only thing. It's only, I can't call it positive. It's the only thing that has happened. Nothing serious and substantial.
And I'd really want to know, what do you think they will really be able to work together if this impeachment motion doesn't go through? Because that is a very critical thing. Like, this is someone who was trying to impeach me, and now I still have to work with them.
It's like a marriage. You're staying together because of the kids, but you no longer love each other.
Mlienda kwa lawyer, akawa advise against a divorce.
Divorce, it our cost money. Now you're staying together because of convenience. that can be a very interesting story.
Do let us know also in the comment section what you guys think, and we really want to appreciate you guys for the love and the support that you guys have shown this show since Ianze, and I do believe that the sky is the limit. People have really shown so much love to Jasper. Zile comments zake anaziona. I believe you see the comments, people saying that you're doing a good job. And the episode has been sponsored by
Inayatronics.
Yes, we have some gifts here from Inayatronics, by the way. Inayatronics, they sell all Apple products. iPhones, MacBooks, AirPods, phone cases.
You name it.
Zote.
You name it.
So, Inayatronics just sent us 3 iPhones. One is for you.
Okay.
One is for Frank. That is the director.
Very good.
And one is for me. So we now have 3. We now have iPhones, courtesy of Inayatronics. So guys,
Hii ni iPhone gani?
This is iPhone 16 Pro Max.
Wow.
This is iPhone 16.
Hii ni shamba mse.
Hii ndo imefika. Hii ndo imefika. They're among the first people actually to bring iPhone 16 hapa Kenya. Kuna watu wengi hawajapata.
Watu wengi wanauza tu picha online.
Wengine
wanaambia iko, lakini
alafu ukilipa wanakuambia ngojea 14 days.
Tuna process.
We order for you, but now Inayatronics ziko. So if you're watching this and you want a brand new iPhone 16, call the number on your screen. Sema umetumwa na presenter Ali, umetumwa na Jasper. We're gonna be unboxing them in a few. So thank you so much guys for watching. This has been On Air with presenter Ali. See you guys in the next video.
On Air with presenter Ali.